What is up everybody, this is DHYFU Gaming and welcome back to our channel. First of all, we are very happy that you guys supporting our channel so far, and today we are going to do vlog review on our next favorite movie that we have just watched 5 days ago, Jurassic World 2 The Fallen Kingdom. This is the sequel to the previous one, the Jurassic World 1 a few years ago. And before we continue on to our review, first of all, I am very sorry if I late on preparing the preview. Is because that I am very sick. Almost 5 days after we watch Jurassic World, I have sickening illness, so I need to recover. So I really sorry if you can say late post the preview about the movie a few days ago. But don't worry, I hope that with this review you all can enjoy and you all know whether or not this movie, the sequel to Jurassic World, is worth watching or not. Okay, so let's go right in. So the first thing that we need to know is the synopsis first of the story. So in this story, the Jurassic World 2 The Fallen Kingdom follows up few years later after the events of the first Jurassic World. Few years later, the park itself is almost destroyed, is abandoned, all dinosaurs are free roaming to that area, but the island is faced up a very dangerous disaster climax. The volcano in that island is almost erupting, and humanity around it, the governments, the activists, and many other people surrounding them are facing a great dilemma. Should they rescue this dinosaur or not? Because there is some faction that humanity said that let this dinosaur die is because that it is not part of nature, it's part of us. It is man-made, so nature way on correcting this kind of species. But there's another type of people that they want to save this dinosaur. They want to move in to another safer place. That is really overall of the synopsis of the story, but of course there will always be another side of that story where that other people want to take benefit experimenting on the dinosaur for another purposes instead of preserving these magnificent creatures. So first of all that we want to do is to analyze the pros and cons first. So for the pros, this movie have created better creating atmospheric of danger and threat, especially of the dinosaur around you, unlike the previous one. What I mean is that the intense the conflict between humans and dinosaur, especially at when the eruption of the volcano, the atmospheric is really go very climatic, where that the heroes, the protagonists of the film, trying its best to save this dinosaur. They're facing not only the eruption, the volcano itself, but also facing off the human as well. They're trying to take benefit on this dinosaur as well. That's why it kept the intense atmospheric, just like in the Jurassic Park, the original one. And the fact that in this movie, if you see on the behind the scene that many of the filmmakers show some passion on making this movie. They are combining the CGI and the animatronic very perfectly. It shows that in this movie, the dinosaurs and the threat is almost felt real. They almost felt real. They almost going to kill you or want to go to attack you. It's right there. And not to mention that this movie, the way they are conducting the danger element, the atmospheric, it reminds me of the few ways from the Jurassic Park 1 and 2, the original one, which is, I do believe, is a great improvement on the Jurassic World, the previous one. Second pros of the movie is that it gives more good development on the dinosaur character, especially Blues. Because if you know in previous Jurassic World that Blues, one of the velociraptor that being raised by Owen, our main protagonist, the previous Jurassic World is indicating that these Blues and the other velociraptor have very close relationship with Owen. But the thing is, those movie doesn't give enough background story, how these velociraptors get raised, how Owen connecting to them. But in this movie, in the Fallen Kingdom, it shows perfectly how the connection between Owen and these four velociraptor, especially Blue. You can see that when Blue and Owen first met in the previous one and also in this one in Fallen Kingdom, you can see how they interact with each other, especially in the later movie, that when they are trying to take care of each other, we see the deep connection between them. And for me, when I watching it, is wow, is quite sad, quite not saddening, it's quite you can say, oh, like that. It's very cute and also very heart deep as well. And the last pros of the movie, now we see the elements of humanity's connection to the dinosaur. As I know, as you all know, that in this movie, since there's a volcano eruption in this island, there's so many news around the world. There are even a committee at United States. Even there are many faction of the animal group stating that should this animal needs to be lived, should this animal need to be experimenting on. It shows that the morality having this dinosaur man-made, even though it should not have been exist in the very first place, and indicating that it shows some depth meaning to this movie, even though it's not that much, but at least is giving a deeper meaning. Because unlike the previous one, the Jurassic World, the movie is that in Jurassic World, the first one, it only give expression, oh, the Jurassic Park is now open, people can now see dinosaur, and that's it, no more than that. But in this movie, The Fallen Kingdom, it's more depth, it's more discussion among the people, which is, I think, for me especially, is, well, give deeper meaning. The urgency of having this dinosaur need to be saved or not. And also we need to not to forget to mention that in the movie, besides the humanity's dilemma whether or not they should save these animals or not, they're also showing off the how many of the nation around the world, some of the nation trying to take benefit of this movie, and also how they can more experimenting this dinosaur into becoming a weapon. Yeah, you heard me. They're showing some of the trafficking elements in this movie. It shows a deeper meaning, the urgency that we should need to save this animal, because if we don't, many of the nation will try to misuse this dinosaur, especially into the creation of the new threat, the antagonist of the movie Indoraptor, which is proving to be quite folly. Many people, well, you will see it yourself in the movie. Okay, now let's go to the cons of the movie at the moment. So the first con is that we know that in the trailer that show off the antagonist or the threat of the movie, the Indoraptor in the movie. But the thing is, the Indoraptor is, at the terms of appearance is less intimidating than Indominus Rex from the previous Jurassic World. But at terms of behavioral attitude, it is more intelligent, it is more smarter than the previous one. Not to mention, it can detect human behavior, human emotion, whether or not they are fear or not. It's showing that this threat is more intelligent even it's not as intimidating as the previous one, but still for me it's still a good thing. And the last cause of the story is the lack of place. What I mean the lack of place, that in the previous Jurassic World, that movie is showing all the area of the Jurassic Park in it. The whole area, the mountain, the jungle, the city, the people, the citizens around it in this area, and not to mention that also the sea around it. But in this movie, The Fallen Kingdom, is not that many places to explore. The only place to explore is that at the time that when the volcano eruption is at place. That's what I can say is one of the best moments in the movie. While the other is just little space, only in crowded space. What I mean is not have good views on it, but I think it's still good. But I personally think that it's still a really decent movie for me, a really fun movie. I think that, especially that even though the ending for me is not that satisfying, but it really shows that this movie really wanted to setting up to another next movie, to the next second trilogy one, the third one. Sorry, this movie is teasing the third movie, which is, I believe, is very intriguing, because this ending, the Jurassic World, is pretty much twist. It's not what I expected. You will know when you see the movie. Okay. So that is all for the pros and cons of the movie. For the rating, I will give this movie an 8 out of 10. I think is for me is pretty much a little better than the first Jurassic World, even though it still needs some improvement. But I really hope in the third one, it shows that the urgency, the threat level of this dinosaur, because we want to see that the threat level is maximum level, that all human needs to be stick together or not. So yeah, that's what I hope for. So hope you like this preview, and I recommend you watch this movie, especially you have a Jurassic Park fan or Jurassic World fan. I believe you will really like this movie better than the first one, even though it doesn't have that many action in it, even the previous one. But you can say that in this movie is more focused on the horror elements, more of it, instead of the first one. In the first Jurassic World, it only focused on the action part of it, but in this movie is more focusing on the danger element, the horror elements, some of it, more than the first Jurassic World, which is, I believe, is what makes this movie a little better than the first one. Okay, so that is all the preview for me. I hope you like it. I'm very sorry if I slack of this preview, because I don't have if I don't have any analysis of the movie. I'm very sorry. I hope I can do better in the next movie. I hope you like it. Okay, so that is all from me, everyone. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you like this video. Like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content video qualities every day, so that we can improving our videos daily. Okay, thank you everyone for watching. This is DHYFU Gaming, and we see you in next video. Thank you guys. High five gamers.